Welcome to Discover Daily by Perplexity, an AI-generated show on tech, science, and culture. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sienna. Today we're diving into the center of an international treasure dispute involving the discovery of the legendary Spanish galleon San Jose. It's dubbed the Holy Grail of shipwrecks, with an estimated $17 to $20 billion worth of treasure. But first, let's look at what else is happening across the worlds of science and technology.
In a major breakthrough for carbon capture, researchers at UC Berkeley have developed an innovative powder called COF999 that can efficiently remove CO2 directly from the air. Just 200 grams of this material can absorb up to 20 kilograms of carbon dioxide per year at room temperature. COF999 has a unique porous structure decorated with amine groups, nitrogen-containing chemical compounds that act like molecular hooks that trap CO2 molecules as air passes through. It maintains stability for at least 100 cycles and requires significantly less energy to release the captured CO2 compared to other methods. While specific cost projections aren't available yet, COF999's lower energy requirements and ability to operate in everyday atmospheric conditions suggest good potential for cost-effective scaling. This material could be hugely helpful in efforts to combat climate change. A new HBO documentary has reignited the debate over Bitcoin's mysterious creator by suggesting Canadian developer Peter Todd as Satoshi Nakamoto. Todd has gone into hiding, citing safety concerns after the documentary presented circumstantial evidence linking him to Bitcoin's creation. The film points to Todd's early cryptography interest, his technical expertise, and a possible identity slip in a 2010 forum discussion. Todd has vehemently rejected these claims as ludicrous and criticized filmmaker Cullen Hoback for potentially endangering his life. The Bitcoin community has largely dismissed the documentary's claims, noting that Todd would have been only 23 when the Bitcoin white paper was published. Many experts consider the evidence insufficient and have expressed concern about the security risks of such unsubstantiated claims. Now let's turn to Sienna for a story about this long-lost treasure.
The San Jose was a Spanish galleon that sank in 1708 during the War of Spanish Succession. It went down with a treasure now estimated to be worth between $17 and $20 billion, containing gold coins, silver, and emeralds. But this ship is more than just a treasure trove. It's a priceless cultural artifact and a source of heated international debate. The wreck was discovered off the coast of Colombia in 2015, and now multiple parties are claiming ownership rights. Colombia says it belongs to them since it's in their territorial waters. Spain argues that the ship and its contents are still Spanish property. Indigenous groups assert ancestral rights to the gold and silver mined by their enslaved ancestors. And a U.S. salvage company claims they found it first in the 80s. So who gets to keep this undersea treasure? That's now a question for the UN's Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague. But while the legal battle rages, Colombia has already begun salvaging the wreck using advanced underwater robotics. They've invested over $4 million to deploy remote-operated vehicles and map the site. What's been found so far is simply incredible. Intact Chinese porcelain, sealed bottles and jars, cannons engraved with dates going back to 1655. The wreck contains an estimated 200 tons of gold, silver, and emeralds, including 11 million gold coins. It's a pristine time capsule of Spanish colonial trade and power, but it also represents an era of great exploitation and violence against indigenous peoples. Archaeologists see the San Jose as an unprecedented opportunity to study history through its preserved artifacts. But the salvage operation is controversial. UNESCO has expressed concern about protecting the site's integrity, and some archaeologists argue that the focus on recovering treasure risks compromising the site's cultural value. Ultimately, the San Jose is more than just a shipwreck. It's a focal point for debates about cultural patrimony, the legacy of colonialism, and who has the right to access and interpret history. As recovery efforts continue and the ownership dispute plays out in court, the story of the San Jose is far from over.
That's it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to Discover Daily on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. For more information on the topics we covered today, check out the episode description. You can access Perplexity's AI-powered search on both Android and iOS devices and on desktop with Mac OS. In other Perplexity news, the company recently introduced internal knowledge search and spaces. With Perplexity Pro and Enterprise Pro, users can now search across both public web content and their own internal knowledge bases, seamlessly accessing and synthesizing the best information from all sources to get answers faster. Perplexity Spaces, on the other hand, are AI-powered collaboration hubs that can be deeply customized to specific use cases. Whether you're part of a project team conducting research, a sales team creating customer proposals, or a student team working on study guides, Perplexity Spaces gives you a place to work together to get things done. These new features are part of Perplexity's commitment to enabling more holistic, accurate, and fast research, making it the comprehensive knowledge hub for any organization. We'll be back tomorrow with more stories from the frontiers of science, technology, and human discovery. Until then, stay curious.